Good evening and welcome to tonight's broadcast of the Total Nonstop Racing League live here from Richmond Raceway. Joining me in the booth, as always, is Joe. I am Bob. And Joe, we've got a great race tonight here at Richmond, the Old Dominion Throwback 200. And this is going to be a very, very fun race.
Yeah, I can't wait. All these cars are looking throwbacky. Yeah, it's going to be a fun race.
That is for sure. We'll take a look here at a few of these drivers out there on the racetrack right now. That is Anthony DeBarro, fastest so far on the board with a 21.78 for Philip Scott, second behind him in the number 99 machine. Ace House on the track with a bit of a rocket power throwback, as we see the four of Adam Stewart in one of my all-time favorite paint schemes, the Casey Kane machine, going through the grass. As just like that, looks like qualifying is starting to wrap up already, and we're going to get ourselves out there on the track for the start of tonight's Old Dominion Throwback 200. And this is going to be a very, very fun race. Let's get a look at the starting lineup for tonight's race. Anthony DeBarro on the pole here for tonight with a 21.782 second lap, and his outside is a 99 of Philip Scott. Row number 2, we have the 77 of John Cannizzaro Jr. with Jamar Dumas on his outside. Ace House, Jacob Bettis make up row number 3. Row number 4, the 97 of Mike Floppy Tellier and the 11 of Nick Simpson. Row number 5 is Adam Stewart, Jason Schue, and John Cannizzaro Jr., or Senior rather, rounds out our 11-car field for this evening. A little bit of a smaller field here tonight, but Richmond, a very tough but action-packed racetrack.
Yeah, weather is prime though, so it should be nice.
That is for sure. Not much wind, 78-degree air temp, 80-degree track temp, so it's going to be cooler out there on the track, so we're going to see a lot of grip, which should lead to some pretty nice side-by-side action. Great looking stands here in iRacing, as the field just waiting for a couple of drivers to join the grid. Brand new updated track here in iRacing to match the real world.
It's looking great.
As you can see, a few of the other cars there towards the back, all waiting to get rolling here.
Although you can see the asphalt cracks that they had a patch in iRacing. Fantastic. The attention
Right.
to detail.
Just those little things that give the realism just that much more. My personal favorite is seeing these cars with the giant brake ducts. And you'll see as this race goes on, those brake rotors really start to glow under the night lights. Xander Halgren in the chat says back again for another Monday night showdown. Cheers on the 11 of Nick Simpson. There is Simpson in that 11 machine. Field side by side, getting themselves ready to race. Pace car is going to pull off. Field in the hands of the 27 of Anthony DeBarro into the restart zone. The aptly named restart zone. Green flag is in the air. And we're racing here at Richmond. Good drive off the corner here for DeBarro. He's going to get out front. Here comes Cannizzaro easily sneaking his nose to the inside of Philip Scott. Scott's going to let him go by at least for now, and he's going to try a little bit of that high side, try to get a little momentum there out of turn number 4 as DeBarro's going to be out. Everyone else making their way around the track, trying to look single file. But meanwhile, out front, Anthony DeBarro picks up a little bit of time, almost half a second over the 77 to Cannizzaro.
Which is not usually the case these first couple laps.
Yeah, Cannizzaro typically likes to get out to those bigger leads. But right now, it's just DeBarro kind of running away. And I was talking with DeBarro last week after the doubleheader at Talladega, and he said this is his track. He absolutely loves this place. And it's already kind of looking like it's going to be more of a fight for second than the win. But it's going to be a long race, 200 laps here at Richmond for the Old Dominion Throwback 200. And I just love seeing how much the bodies on these cars move when they get on the brakes, especially down the backstretch. But watch here, you can really see when the drivers get on the brakes, you can watch the front end actually dip down. See if we can see that here. Right there, that subtle little drop down when he gets on the brakes.
I don't think it's that subtle. It was like an inch and a half, 2 inches.
Yeah, definitely a big change there, right there. Meanwhile, a little bit further back, Mike Tellier started 7th, currently running in 6th. Cannizzaro Sr., the biggest mover, up 4 spots since the drop of the green flag. Adam Stewart there as well, up 1. The old Casey Kane red and white Dodge throwback. As, Jason Schue takes a nose to the inside of the 11. Says, excuse me, pardon me. Take one more look at that. That was a great move by Schue. So here's Simpson going down to the inside, and he washed up the track just a little bit, and that let Schue pop right in. Out front, DeBarro up to about a 1.4 second lead, but Philip Scott all over the back bumper here of the 77 of John Cannizzaro.
The AOL throwback.
It's so good, isn't it?
Yeah, when it gets into the pits, there should be a dial-up sound.
Cannizzaro 2/10 of a second slower than DeBarro that time through. Philip Scott still running P3, trying to track down that 77. There's Jamar Dumas, currently running P4 with Mike Floppy Tellier just behind him in 5th. Ace House currently running in the 6th position, with John Cannizzaro Sr. back in 7th. And then right here, we got ourselves a good battle there. Jason Schue leading the way, with Nick Simpson just behind him. And Jacob Bettis rounding out the field so far.
this is one of those tricky racetracks because you're not really able to just floor it for a while. It's like you have to constantly be doing something.
Yeah. And that's one of those things that is going to, whoa, big slide there for the 11 to Nick Simpson. He's going to get out of it, and that'll allow the 6 to get around him, if not for just a moment. But Joe, like you said, you always have to be on your toes because something like that is bound to happen. You just get a little bit on the gas, too much out of the corner. Next thing you know, you slide the wheels, and it just goes on from there.
Yeah, this is a very rhythm track, and if someone's behind you or in front of you, it's very easy to throw off your rhythm.
Very easy, and one little slip up like that, you're around and backwards in the wall, and it's frustrating from a driver because you can get more out of it, but the car and the grip just sometimes don't want to work with you.
Yeah, add to the top on that, you see the guys up front just kind of pulling away a little bit, and you're like, all right, I should be able to push it more. I should be able to, I got to change up my rhythm, and then you end up making a mistake. It's so easy to do.
That's for sure. Taking another look here at the weather. No wind right now, 77 degrees air temperature. 34% humidity. I'd say this is a gorgeous night. Oh, trouble. The 4 of Adam Stewart gets tagged.
Oh.
And right into the barrier. And that is going to be our first yellow of the race.
Yeah, we've talked about this before. Those water jugs are not water jugs in iRacing.
They do not give.
Yeah, that might not be good for the front end of that car, as he hasn't even moved yet.
Yeah, let's take a look here to see what exactly happened with the 4 of Adam Stewart. He goes down to the inside of the 55, and he just checked up a little too much, and and that is the telltale sign of an engine going to sleep.
Yeah, that smoke is not a good smoke.
Let's see one more view, because I'm not entirely sure what had happened there. He saw the 55. He got a great run out of the corner.
Did Schue get just a tiny bit into his bumper?
No, yeah, just had to slow down, had to catch it, and
yeah, that's that noise.
Just bad luck.
That's a toe into the woods.
So the field makes their way down onto pit road. DeBarro does win the race off of pit road, but Mike Tellier decides to stay out. Working our first caution of the day, working on lap 20, now starting lap 21.
And here's where I start to not understand pit strategies.
That is definitely one of those. I understand where Mike is coming from, but I also understand where the rest of the field is coming from. I think Mike is definitely trying to save a set of tires because he figured, okay, we're only 20 laps into this race. Not a whole lot has gone on. I feel like I haven't used my tires up too much compared to everyone else. I might as well save a set for the end because there's only 11 cars. Now with Adam out of the race, there's only 10 cars. So if you're able to save your tires, save this set, catch another caution, take your fresh tires, then you're saving one full set of tires, which at the end of the day, if you have that extra set and there's a caution coming out at the end of the race, you jump down, you get those free fresh tires, you're going to blow by everyone.
Yeah.
Only downside is, are you going to be able to survive and hold on with old tires versus everyone else's new tires.
Well, I think that's maybe what he's gunning for, is maybe hopefully there's another caution, roughly 20 laps. Because, I mean, he started P7, so maybe he's thinking he's going to drop down to third, maybe fourth. He'll pick up his 2 or 3 positions, and, you know, we just ride it out, which it seems to be playing out in real time, as I was saying.
Sometimes the broadcaster's curse is more of an explanation. And yeah, I think that's about where he was when this yellow came out, running right around 4th, 5th. And
I think he was around 5 or 6, so he's
trouble.
spots.
Jacob Bettis and Jason Schue have an issue.
I see Bettis sideways.
Some pretty heavy front end damage on that number 6 machine as well. Let's take a look to see what happened. And the 11.
Ooh.
Just a tough break there. The 11 got loose. The 6 had nowhere to go. And let's jump on board there with the 3 of Jason Schue and get the roll bar camera, or the roof camera rather. So the 11 goes around, the 6 was there, 55 nowhere to go, and
lid pop. And Tellier deciding, I'm going to go to the pits now.
Probably a good idea. One more time. Let's see what happened with the 55 as well as Canizaro Sr. So right there, we see the 11 getting a little bit loose. And the 6 just had nowhere to go. He got on the brakes, tried to avoid him, which is what spun him around. And right there, a hard lick from the 55.
Yeah, that might not be good for that tire.
And that's a much harder lick, and you see the 55's front end fall off right there. That was a much harder hit onto the 6 than I thought it was going to be, too.
Yeah. It's like that, I mean, I'm assuming NASCAR has some sort of crash crumple zones built into these things. But, you know, they're not going that fast, but a 70, 80 mile an hour collision is still a 70 to 80 mile an hour collision.
Exactly. And I mean, these cars are, the aluminum bodies, or the sheet metal bodies with steel tube frames. The noses do crumple up quite a bit.
I was going to say, hit a bird and you lose your bumper.
But it looks like everyone else feeling pretty decent and looking decent as well. Jacob Bettis with the Mark Martin, Tim Richmond throwback. Or I guess Mark Martin throwback when he threw back to himself during his final season with Roush.
Ballsy move.
I'd make a joke, but I like having this YouTube channel. Some stiff competition here at Richmond. The 27 of Anthony DeBarro leads over Philip Scott. John Canizaro Jr. in third with Ace House on his outside in fourth. Pace car pulls in. We're back running here at Richmond. Front end gets a little scattered there as the 99 didn't get a great start. That'll allow the 77 to get underneath of him. Philip Scott's going to slide back into third. Meanwhile, in the back, there's one car went all the way down low. That was the 97 of Mike Tellier. But here we go. A battle this time for ninth. Schue up on the top side. Some front end damage on his number 3 Dale Earnhardt machine. Canizaro Sr. down low there as well. Adam Stewart in the chat says the car is/was toast.
Yeah, we heard that.
definitely a tough break there. And that was just something, it was just wrong place, wrong time. The wall was coming up quick, and
yeah, I wonder.
Nothing could have been done there.
I wonder when that update comes out. See if it like water splashes everywhere.
That'd be amazing. Add another 25-minute cleanup and a red flag.
Some guy out there with a mop.
But everyone just has to sit there parked. Voice chat would be awful. Whoa, Mike Tellier goes for a bit of a ride. Let's see what happened there with the 97 machine.
He's got, like, fresh tires.
Yeah, this actually started all the way entering turn 3. All right. There, he gets on the gas. Kicks sideways and whoa! But he's able to keep it going in the right direction, and we stay green. These three all race long have been all over each other.
Yeah, you know, which is impressive. Usually, you know, DeBarro likes to drive away from this, and he really hasn't been able to make a commanding lead like he normally does, especially after he said that it was his track. Yeah,
he was saying that this is his best track, and right now he's got about an 8/10 of a second lead over Philip Scott. This battle right here, this is for 8th.
Doesn't look like he had too much damage on that hit, because it looked like it was pretty bad from that driver's side tire, but I'm glad to see him not too bad.
Yeah, definitely good to see. It looks mostly superficial, if anything. I mean, Aero's not that big of a deal here at Richmond.
Yeah.
So luckily, all is good there, but a good battle here is the 55 trying to get around. He's going to grab the wall just a little bit. But meanwhile, out front, it's a battle for second between Philip Scott and John Cannizzaro Jr. Cannizzaro barely faster that time through. But if you look at the last 5 laps, they've been running almost identical lap times. That time Cannizzaro picks up almost a 1/10 of a second.
You know, I really get a feel for, you know, getting so close to someone and then not being able to pass him. A couple weeks ago, I was out karting, like the electric carts by me, they go like 40-ish miles an hour. And I just could not catch the leader. I got closer and closer and closer. We started the day, I was like 6 seconds out. And by the end, I was only a second out. But no matter how hard I tried, no matter what turns I was taking inside, outside, I just could not make up that second gap. And so I completely understand what is going on out here with these guys.
Yeah, they always say catching a guy is one thing, passing him is something completely different.
Yeah.
And, I mean, that just kind of shows you can catch, you can do everything you can, but always just that much tougher to get around someone. But picking up 6 seconds on a guy is pretty damn good.
Oh, no, I was second throughout the entire day. I'm not going to feel too bad about it. But, you know, the one would have been nice. Also, I was having fun on the first lap, or the first race, just throwing the car sideways and drifting the corners. Not the fastest, is more fun.
Style points over speed points.
Exactly. If anyone was recording it, it looked better.
So John Cannizzaro Jr. gets passed, or Senior rather, gets passed by Jacob Bettis. So that'll put Bettis up to 9th. Out front, Ace House has gotten around Mike Tellier. Tellier technically 6-lap older, or 6-lap fresher tires than the field. But I think at this point, the 97 just kind of content with riding. Still 154 laps to go.
Plenty of race left.
So I think as long as Tellier is in the ballpark, he still has that shot.
I want to pull up the point stand. So I feel like this season, Ace House has been having like a pretty sneaky, good season.
He really has. Coming into Talladega, taking a look at the point standings, he was having himself a pretty dang good race. Or a pretty good season, rather. Let's see if I can pull our standings up. This was coming into Talladega, mind you. As this was Anthony DeBarro with a commanding 60-point lead over Philip Scott. But you see Ace House there. He was in 8th before the double. Picked up some spots. Certainly has been having himself a good race so far this season.
I think the only races he had some issues with were unfortunate crashes.
Yeah, and that was just
his fault. Just
bad luck in general.
Yeah. Flashback to last season. He just could not get a. It seemed like he lived in the wrong place at the wrong time last season, so it's good to see him this season.
Yeah, certainly did not have the best of luck coming into this year after last year, but a big turnaround for him, for sure.
Looks like did Cannizzaro jump to the pits? Or not jump to the pits, but he went into the pits. There's just 3 laps left. I guess he just fueled up.
Fueled up. Looks like he was on pit road for. Yeah, so probably just wound up getting a little bit of that damage fixed. He might have had actually some wheel damage.
Yeah.
As, whoa, father and son almost come together there. Watch out.
Oh, that would have been another incident outside of the track.
Yeah, especially because I do believe they race in the same room together, so we may actually have an instance of fighting happening after a sim race in person.
If one
and
of the
not
cars
just verbal miking up. John, if you're listening to this and this does happen, make sure you film it. We'll get some hits.
Hey, he'll get some hits too. Hits all around.
Cannizzaro just recently won the Bathurst 1000 in iRacing.
What?
The Bathurst 1000. It's a 1,000 kilometer race up and down Mount Panorama in the Australian supercars.
I thought you said bathhouse. I was like, that's a race name. All right.
No bathhouses here, just Bathurst. Meanwhile, we got ourselves a little battle here for fourth, as Tellier trying to track down Ace House, and Jamar Dumas trying to do the same for himself. As we say that Dumas might have snagged the wall ever so slightly.
I will say, ever since Canizaro senior has left the pits, he's been keeping up with Scott Canizaro. I'm assuming he also has newer tires on there, but he is keeping up. Yeah,
fresh tires are certainly a hot commodity here at Richmond, because this surface does like to eat up tires, because there's a lot of sliding, there's a lot of G-forces going into the corner. Heavy on the right front, heavy on the rears coming out of the corner as well. As Jacob Bettis is going to dive down onto pit road.
For a second I thought he was just getting out of the way, but no, he went all the way down.
Well, if we just saw there's actually a piece of debris down outside. Let's see if we can take another look there. Looked like there was a small piece of debris on the inside of pit wall. Obviously, there are no debris cautions in iRacing because you just drive through it. But let's slow it down right here and take a look at the pit wall. You can see it right there.
Well, that's somebody's bumper.
Looks like it matched the color of the 6 of Jacob Bettis. So let's see. Oh, yep, there is certainly something there.
Well, a lack of something there.
So let's see how.
Let's see where his bumper went.
So his bumper.
Oh, loosened it there.
All right. So let's see now what happened to the 6 of Jacob Bettis. Bettis through 1 and 2. Oh, huge hit. Just crunched the right front. That might be a very broken right front tire. And that's where the bumper falls off.
And skids away.
And oh yeah, that is a very damaged right front tire.
Yeah. You can see it waddling a little bit.
Yeah, some
chat. Just need a little duct.
Yeah, it'll be fine. Duct tape fixes everything.
A dab will do you.
Meanwhile, Anthony DeBarro. Joe, you mentioned not getting out to as big of a lead as he thought. How does 7 seconds sound?
He is 1 straight away further than the second place.
Yeah, you can see this right here on the screen. The 27 to DeBarro in the middle with 1 and 2 as the leader's just getting to the start-finish line. I'd say maybe you can go grab that bumper and use some Gorilla Glue. The 99, Philip Scott dives down on the pit road.
Lap 69.
So if we're sitting here and thinking, all right, 50 laps, we'll call it, because they all came down on lap 20.
Yeah.
So another 50 from here would be lap 120. And then 50 again would be 170. And then a 30-lap run to the finish.
Mm-hmm. Assuming there's no cautions.
Yes. Because should a caution come out, that could really, really royally mess that up.
Mm-hmm.
And right now at this point, the race is just kind of a war of attrition. You saw Bettis with some heavy right front contact. Adam Stewart already out of the race. John Cannizzaro Sr. with some heavy damage as well, multiple laps down. I think if you're one of those drivers like Cannizzaro, like Bettis, you know what? Yeah, you might be out. You may have some heavy damage, but if you keep rolling, something could happen to someone else in the field and you wind up picking up those points. Especially with the way the points run here at TNR, the top 12, I believe it is, all get multiple points. And anyone further back only gets 1 point. So the higher you finish, this is going to sound really dumb, but obviously the higher you finish, the more points you have. But if you're trying to fight one of those drivers in the points and they have an early incident, get out there, try to get around them, try to run more laps, and you pick up a spot.
They're calling you Bob Madden. To win a race, you got to be in the front.
To finish first you must finish.
Wrong sport.
Take a look at the in-race recap. We're running lap 75 here at Richmond Raceway. Anthony DeBarro is our leader. We've had 2 cautions so far for a total of 8 laps, and only 1 lead change here this evening, as DeBarro really putting on a clinic here at Richmond. Almost a 9-second lead over this guy, the 77 of John Cannizzaro Jr. Here is Anthony DeBarro.
Yeah, this is the late game of DeBarro and his I don't know, magic ability to have his tires not wear as fast as everyone else's.
Honestly, it's impressive. Just able to get into a rhythm. And, you know, when you're in a race like this, you're almost putting yourself into a trance where you hear, okay, drive, and brake, and gas. And you're kind of just so locked into just the sound. It's actually pretty fun.
Yeah, I think that's the biggest problem as an ADHDer is like, yeah, this I think is a good rhythm. Better mess it up and try to go fast.
Gotta push. Oh, pushing too much.
Yeah, gotta push. I think this is doing good. I think I could do better. And then my brain was like, yeah, and then just keep doing that until you crash. That's racing. Oh, as I say that, Elliot got a little sturdy.
Let's take a look here again at the incident there for the 97. And again, it looks like just one of those instances again where attitude. Whoa!
That's number 2 for him. How many times is he going to be able to pull that and recover?
Well, let's hope that the 28 had his brown pants on, because let's see this one here. There's Teller. He drives down the track, and whoa! Definitely a certified brown pants moment there. As here comes DeBarro to put Hello Kitty 1 lap down. I'm intrigued to see what Philip Scott can do. Because Philip Scott,
fresh set of tires, right?
Fresh set of tires, pitted on lap 70, so about 14, 15 laps ago. I'm interested to see what his lap time is versus DeBarro's lap time is. And right there, 0.6 of a second difference. Last time by, DeBarro did a 23 flat. Scott did a 22.4. That time again, 23 flat, 22 full.
So with that, is a whole lap down though.
Yeah, because if you also take a look here at the track map, Philip Scott has pretty much half a lap to pick up before he could even catch the 27 of DeBarro and put himself back on the lead lap. And that time only a 3/10 gap between Scott and DeBarro.
And that's, you know, assuming that DeBarro's not going to pit shortly. Another fresh set of tires and be right back out there.
Yeah, and we'll see what the strategy is. I'm intrigued and interested no one else took the Philip Scott strategy.
Mm-hmm.
But if this were to work out, Philip may very well be sitting there and saying, you know what? The only way to beat this guy is to try to maybe do something different. And maybe that something different is just this pit strategy.
It seems like this race, the pit strategies are kind of all over the place.
Yeah, and I think having that yellow come out in lap 20 and then that second yellow come out just a couple of laps right after, I think that kind of almost made everyone panic pit first, as we see Jason Schue making his way down on the pit road. And, you know, the leader pit and everyone else is like, yes, all right, cool, we got a pit. Aside from Tellier, obviously, but then Tellier came down 8 laps later.
No, yeah, you guys are right.
Oh, fine. So here's Simpson putting the pressure on the 28 of Jamar Dumas. Oh, a little close there on the back bumper. And that'll bring out our third caution of the evening. What happened here? Oh, looks like he's already in the process of just got loose all by himself. So Bettis, the lone driver, down pit road. Now we should see some interesting strategy here. I would assume everyone decides to pit. And they are. Ace House winds up staying out. Or he's actually going to go around the pace car. So House gets back on the lead lap. But, Joe, that traps Philip Scott 1 lap down.
Yeah, not good for Scott.
So we'll see here. It looks like Philip Scott is not pitting, so he's going to wind up taking the wave around. Jacob Bettis saying, I hate this track. I'm done being sideways. Good luck the rest of the way, boys. Definitely a tough break there for Jacob Bettis. So there is DeBarro. So these 4 drivers in front of DeBarro are all actually going to take the wave around here. So they're all going to get back on the lead lap this way. They are going to have older tires compared to the rest of the field, but I think this is a good move by Philip Scott. This effectively, well, they should be probably on the same tire strategy still, or at least it puts Philip about a stop-ish ahead of the rest of the field, although he'll be on much, much older tires. But if we get another yellow, Philip Scott heads down pit road. That's going to put him back on the lead lap with fresher tires and restarting 4th if that opportunity arises. But I think we've seen this play before. The 27 to 77 getting ready to duke it out as we're halfway through this one. Under the lights here at Richmond, Anthony DeBarro has dominated this one so far. Is this going to open up the opportunity for Cannizzaro to pop in and say, hey, not so fast? '77 got a little sideways through 1 and 2. Here's Philip Scott, currently running P3. And slide again. Somehow able to keep that car underneath him. Right now, should a yellow come out, Jamar Dumas is the beneficiary. He's got about a 2.7 second lead over Nick Simpson, who is in 5th. But Cannizzaro still holding strong on the back bumper of DeBarro. About 0.4 difference.
One yellow really changed the race significantly.
That is for sure. As 3 yellows for the evening for 12 laps. DeBarro has led the way. Although this is probably the biggest challenge DeBarro has had aside from the initial start and subsequent restarts. here is Philip Scott. Wind picked up, humidity is lowered, temperature staying about the same. So not going to be much, if any, of a factor here. As now we see a battle between Schue and Tellier. This is for 7th. Schue drives up the track, almost diamonding the corner. Let's take a look to see how DeBarro is getting his way around this track. So he's going to come here out of turn 4, get on the gas. Braking just before that patch of asphalt, rolling it through the corner. Very smooth. He's not slamming on the brakes, slamming on the throttle. Able to just kind of keep the car rotating and just keep it fluid.
What's crazy is how much you can turn without steering the wheel that much.
Yeah, and you can add that into the car on steering wheel offset, where essentially if you have your wheel straight, it's actually offset a little bit. So if your car, because you see here how he's kind of moving the wheel to the right, he probably has the steering wheel offset so the steering is more naturally pointed to the left when the wheel is straight, to kind of help him save tires and get into the corner a little bit better. That's why you see there, his wheel is actually straight, but the car is turning. That's because the wheel is just offset ever so slightly to one side, and that's going to actually help not put too much wheel in on turn in, which in turn is going to save the right front, saves the heat, cools the tire, keeps it cool, therefore it's going to have more grip for a longer period of time.
The more you know.
I can always explain things, I can never do it myself. Do as I say, not as I do.
There you go.
This battle going on. Another battle here on the track is the Tellier-Schue fight. And right now, Tellier actually putting some pressure on the 99 of Philip Scott. Former teammates, this pass isn't really going to mean much, as Tellier's in 7th, Scott in 3rd. Meanwhile, out front, Anthony DeBarro opened up about a second lead now over Cannizzaro. Last 3 laps, DeBarro's opened up about a 10th over the 77.
That's just kind of how that starts to go. 35, 40 laps in these tires.
Yeah, because right now they all last pit on lap 96. Philip Scott probably falling back because he pit last back on lap 69.
He's really hoping for a caution, or if everyone wants to go down and pit real quick.
Yeah.
Great.
Yeah, so you can kind of see here the pit strategy for the rest of the field.
Yeah, I really think Scott was hoping there would be another yellow around lap 110.
Yeah, I think that was kind of his goal there. So we see this of all the drivers currently there, both Tellier and Schue 3 laps down. Dumas, Simpson, and House all only 1 lap down. So everyone roughly on the same pit strategy except for Philip Scott. He still has that extra set of tires in his pit box.
Whether he'll get to use it or not.
Yeah, that absolutely remains to be seen.
Looks like his tires have finally basically given out until you're able to fly around, and he looks like he's going into the pits.
Yeah, so Philip Scott now down on pit road. So he's going to try to cash in those free tire tokens. And the last time through, Philip went down only 1 lap. Had the faster car. I think he could very easily get back around Dumas, Simpson, and House. It just all kind of depends on timing. So 15-second pit stop for Philip Scott, and he's down and away. But now Scott 2 laps behind.
That being said, everyone does have to pit again.
I believe they will.
So that's going to be the question, is when they go back into the pits, is Scott try to make up those laps and hope he can stick out in the front and then kind of just sustain, or hope for a yellow to break up, and, right after everyone pits? I'm not sure.
Yeah, I'm not entirely sure, to be honest with you. But one thing is for sure, fresh tires are absolutely something you want. Because if you look here, the last time by, DeBarro ran a 23 flat, Philip ran a 22.2. So he's picking up about 0.8 of a second per lap. Obviously, he's not going to get around and get his second lap back. But he'll get 1 down, potentially take the wave around again, just like how he did the last caution. Maybe he'll get another quick caution and be able to jump back up on, on strategy with everyone else at the end.
mean, he is close to DeBar to get that lap back.
Yeah, you see right there, that is the gap.
So timing-wise, you know, coming out of the pits is great timing.
Yeah, really good timing. The only issue is he lost 2 laps instead of just 1. Which, should a yellow come out, he's not going to get the free pass. Schue moves up the track. He'll let Philip Scott go. And, oh, John Cannizzaro makes his way down pit road.
That's interesting because he was holding strong against DeBar. He was only about a second behind.
And he pit at the same time under the last yellow as DeBar.
Yeah, so that's interesting.
So Cannizzaro gets down onto pit road, the field, or his pit crew going around to the right side, now down to the left side. 4 tires and fuel as the 77's down and away. 14.5 second pit stop for the 77 crew. As fast as AOL internet.
14.5 minutes was a download time for a single song. It was not great quality.
What, you don't miss the dial tone and the internet DSL sound?
Oh, I miss the dial-up sounds completely. I don't miss 96 kilobit per second MP3s that sounded like just a hair above FM radio.
I don't know if I should be offended.
Take it how you take it. Well, it sounds better now. I think FM has upped the quality over the years.
Oh yeah, processing is a nerdy sound engineer's best friend. But right now, Joe, Anthony DeVaro has completely lapped the field.
Yep.
DeVaro did say Richmond is one of his favorite tracks.
Yeah, it's looking like it.
Oh, although he did have a little connection issue there.
Well, that's not good. Didn't he have that issue last week?
He did, and he dropped out of the race. Or 2 weeks ago.
That would be unfortunate.
Getting ready to start lap 146 here at Richmond. If you're just tuning in, welcome to the Tabletop Trio Podcast Network. If you like what you see, make sure you subscribe to our YouTube channel, follow us on Twitch, like the video, comment, all the fun stuff. Help us share TNR with everyone else. Podcast coming along, coming back to it soon. And a whole lot more content as well this winter. Going to PAX Unplugged again for more board game and tabletop gaming content. So make sure you follow us along for that. Got a bunch of board game reviews and all the other fun stuff too. Whoa! 97 almost getting to the wall. Or almost into the leader, rather. Dumas about 3.5, call it 4 seconds now behind Cannizzaro. Everyone else
been booking it.
Yeah, he really has. I mean, let's take a look here at the lap difference between Cannizzaro. Yeah, 0.7 of a second faster is Cannizzaro than DeBarro. But where they are on the racetrack right now is about a straightaway difference. And oh, some trouble. Looks like Ace House and Jason Schue have crashed. Let's see what happened there. So here is Ace House coming out of turn 2, and the 55 and the 3 almost come together. Oh.
So the 55 and the 3 did indeed come together.
Oh, the 3 hard in the inside wall as well.
Yeah, I think he lost both of his tires.
Yeah, let's see what happened there. That was... So the 3 and the 55 come together. 55... What in the world was that? Let's see what happened. Let's jump on board with the 55. And oh, definitely not somewhere you want to be. Let's see that one more time, this time from the gearbox of what happened. So the 3 there got in the wall. And then, oh. Hell, Joe, we were just saying that Ace House had some issues last season by being in the wrong place at the wrong time.
Yep. Sorry.
I think we just need to stop talking about Ace at this point. Ace, we love you, but I don't think we're allowed to talk about you anymore.
Wasn't my intent.
And he gets in the wall as we say that too.
Laughing. Surprised no yellow popped out.
Yeah, the way iRacing kind of monitors it is if there's another car in the area that when the incident occurs, it'll throw the yellow, but they were kind of by themselves.
Schue crashed and jumped to the pits.
Let's take a look.
It looked like he's coming out of the pit, so maybe his tires are just cooked.
Oh yeah, look at that. That left front is still pretty bad right there.
Yeah, never good when you come out of the pits and then your bumper falls off again immediately.
They need a little extra duct tape. Go head down to the 4. I think he said he has a little extra Gorilla Glue left over. I think his crew may have some. So just like that, 8 cars left out on the racetrack. With 41 laps remaining. DeBarro still has the field 1 lap down.
Though Cannizzaro is on his way. The only problem is he has to catch him and then do it again.
It'll be fine. Nice and easy, right?
Yeah, like, no problem at all. It's not like DeBarro still hasn't still has a set of tires to go. I wonder if DeBarro's just going to ride it out.
Yeah,
Do you have the fuel?
I don't think he's going to be able to go the full race or the full 100 laps. because he pitted. It took about 70. Man, I don't know. I don't think he'll be able to make it, but I mean, crazier things have happened.
Yeah, I wonder if we hop on board. How's he? Is he feathering that throttle? Is he?
Let us find out.
I'm interested to know.
Yeah, he's definitely lifting off early, coasting in. Johnny Williams checking in, saying hello to the booth. Wish he was there, but getting his butt kicked by bronchitis. Oh, man. Johnny, feel better, man. Definitely miss having you out there on the track.
I mean, he's really revving them nice and low into those turns.
Yeah, he's kind of certainly taking his sweet time in as Mike Tellier heads down pit road. Navarro led 162 of the 166 laps this evening. Mike Tellier is the other one. But now here comes Cannizzaro. He's going to sneak around, and just like that, Navarro's perfect. Everyone a lap down is no more.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know. Like I said, I have a feeling that he's going to try to ride out the next 30 laps.
I honestly could see that.
Because at this point, I don't think he has an option. Because if he goes to the pits, he's not going to have enough time to catch Cannizzaro again. So,
yeah, that's true, especially now that he did get his lap back.
Yeah, so he's not going to be able to catch him. I mean, he's fast. I don't think in 30 laps you're going to be able to catch him, a lap. Well, probably a half a lap, right? It's about 45 seconds for a pit. So it'd be 15 seconds behind him. I don't think you're going to catch him in 15 seconds with 30 laps to go. And presumably less if you when you pit. So yeah, I really think his only option is ride it out. The question is, does he have enough gas?
Yeah, is he able to do so? That is certainly going to be the question, but it's going to be interesting to see what Cannizzaro can do. I don't think he's going to be... I'm sure lap times now have just about plateaued. Yeah, you see there, the leader did a 23 flat. Cannizzaro did a 23 flat.
Yeah.
So even with Navarro having 40-lap fresher tires as Ace House heads down pit road, he's got 40-lap fresher tires, but at this point they've kind of just plateaued and they're roughly the same.
Yeah.
Maybe a tenth or two here and there.
Yeah, it's not going to cut it when you need 22.
Yeah, so I mean, if I'm Navarro and I know I need to pit, I'm just going to do it now if I have to. Get those fresh tires and give me as big of a window as possible for me to try to track down the 77. Because think about it, it's about a 45 second trip down pit road, pit stop included. That means Cannizzaro is going to have to go 21 seconds around. So it's about a 20-second difference.
Right.
Just to pass Navarro. And then that next 20 seconds one more
Good
time
luck.
to put him a lap down. So it's going to be interesting.
Is we've had what 5 laps, 6 laps since Cannizzaro got around back onto the lead lap. He's only been able to go 2.5 seconds.
Yeah.
So, is he gonna have enough time in 25 laps to go 21 seconds?
I mean, this is about what those lap times are going to look like, about 23 seconds per lap versus fresh tires being about 21 seconds or 21.9, maybe 22 flats. So it'll certainly be something to keep an eye out on.
Oh. Failure again. Nice and sideways. Able to recover.
Honestly, it's impressive at this point. The amount of times Floppy has gotten sideways and
At
just
this
said,
point, I feel like-
we're fine.
I feel like we should start putting the Tony Hawk Pro Skater like trick point thing at the bottom.
Every time he slides, put the special stab sound.
Yeah. Wham.
Great, now I just want to listen to Superman by Goldfinger. Cannizzaro Sr. drives down pit road. Senior about 9 laps behind the leader. Philip Scott has methodically made his way up through the field. Still sitting P3. But he has gotten around Jamar Dumas and Nick Simpson. The gap holding fairly steady this time, about a 20-second gap the long way around between Cannizzaro Jr. and DeBarro. But Cannizzaro pitted, or DeBarro rather, pitted last on lap 96.
Looks like Tellier is trying to push Scott.
Tellier pitted on laps 160, Philip Scott on lap 127. So yeah, about 40 lap fresher tires.
Yeah, he was behind him. He was giving him a nice nudge.
Former Waffle Motorsports teammates. Yeah, this went on for a couple of laps there. We'll drive right on board here with the 97. Hello, kitty. Just a couple of quick little boops there as Philip Scott just says, dude, just go.
Yeah, just go. We get it. Go route.
I get it. You're fast. Just go. Meanwhile, the Anthony DeBarro School of Driving Away from Things is in full swing. 19.6 second lead over John Cannizzaro Jr. Then a lap in front of Philip Scott. Jason Schue back out on track. 40 laps behind.
And They were working hard to get that thing going.
Yeah, he had a surprising amount of damage.
Yeah.
But that left front was really, really crushed in.
Yeah, Canizaro only able to make up about a second and a half, 2 seconds maybe, in the last 14 laps.
Now the big question is, does DeBarro have enough fuel to make it the rest of the way?
Yeah.
We were joking, or we were contemplating yes or no, but right now he's got 10 to go and seems pretty decent so far.
Yeah. He's definitely not going as fast.
No, certainly
Before he
not.
was hitting about 9,000 RPM, a little over 9,000.
Oh, and this changes everything. Jason Schue goes around.
Well, maybe they didn't fix all his issues.
Schue gets up on the gas, and oh.
Ooh.
And around he goes.
Well, this changes things.
Yeah, Philip Scott gets the free pass. DeBarro comes down onto pit road.
Assuming
Canizaro
gonna stay out.
No, he comes down to pit as well.
Really?
Philip's got the free pass, so he's going to pit next time by.
Well,
And,
that
well,
changes the ending.
This just went from a how did you hold on to save to, oh boy.
Yeah, I'm sure DeBarro is saying things.
Yes, there are many four-letter words, I'm sure.
3-letter words.
A couple of sevens thrown in for good luck.
Yeah.
Never realized that there's a Sheets advertisement there on the infield of Richmond.
Mm-hmm. The only advertising I've ever known for Sheets is that Sheets give you the sheets.
So Jamar Dumas looks like he's going to take the wave around, as will the 3, the 47, and the 55. So that'll put Jamar back on the lead lap.
Huh.
And he's probably banking on, all right, let there be another caution. I'll be able to pit and catch up with everyone else.
Right. Come on.
And if not, that
6 to
essentially,
go.
and if not, I mean, that essentially guarantees Jamar no worse than finishing 4th.
Yeah.
Because Nick Simpson is 2 laps down.
Yeah. I mean, if ever there would be a yellow coming right off of a yellow, 70 laps, you're 80 laps, well, now closer to 90 laps, coming out of most of these guys' tires.
Yeah, I think this could get pretty crazy as the green flag is out. We're back racing. 5-lap shootout to the end. Here comes Philip Scott in the background, but does Canizaro have what it takes? Canizaro peaks high, ducks down low. He's going to try to get a nose to the inside of DeBarro. Drag race to the corner. DeBarro tries to shut him down. Canizaro's there. contact, side by side. Out of turn 4, Cannizzaro leads that lap with 4 remaining. DeBarro fights back on the outside. Philip Scott getting in close.
Scott smartly keeping a little bit of space back there.
Insert Jaws theme here as the 77 has a connection issue. As we're side by side. Three to go, still side by side. Now the 27 clears. Cannizzaro tries to get down to the inside. He can't. 2 to go. Cannizzaro tries the outside. DeBarro blocks. This is going to get spicy. White flag in the air. One more lap around. Final lap at Richmond. DeBarro plays down to the inside. He's going to have to keep his eye in the mirror, looking to cut off the dive. Not enough room. Cannizzaro drives in deep, not quite enough. Out of turn number 4. Anthony DeBarro is going to win at Richmond.
Wow.
What a finish. What a race.
Yeah.
Domination by DeBarro.
Then having to hold off strong at the end there.
And DeBarro just going to pull in. So just like that, Anthony DeBarro gets the win. Cannizzaro Jr. coming home in second with Philip Scott in third.
What a wild finish.
Absolutely crazy.
Like, you know, you race, what, 160 something laps, you're in the lead. You got 20 to go, nice and relaxing. Everything's going to be fine. I got a 20-second lead. We're good. Yellow comes out. Now I got to fight for my life for the last 5 laps.
Yeah. We're looking to see who the engine sounds were, and that was Cannizzaro Sr. doing some burnouts on pit road. But Joe, what do you say we chat with some of our podium finishers here this evening? And I believe you're joined by our third place finisher, Philip Scott.
Hey, Philip, congrats on the podium finish. It seemed like you had a different pit strategy going into the race. I'm assuming those cautions didn't do you any good.
Yeah, that was all damage mitigation. So, yeah, I don't know what DeBarro found, but like I knew we were probably in trouble when he got me to for pole by like 0.2 of a second at a track that takes 22 seconds to go around. So I'm like, oh man, we're in a world of hurt. Yeah, the brakes in the new Gen 4s have like a longer brake pedal, and I think I probably should have practiced a bit more at Richmond. Because it just, I don't know, something about it just didn't gel with me. So because of that, I'm like, oh, DeBarro's out 7 seconds ahead of me. Might as well try to 2-stop it, like how they sometimes like to split strategies in real life Richmond nowadays. And because you get about a second to fall off, and I mean, you can almost pretty much unlap yourself if you play your cards right. So, yeah, so I kind of tried to do that, try to 2-stop it. And then a yellow came out, and so I had no choice but to just um uh I had no choice but to just take the wave around and hope for the best. And so then I pit like at like lap 130 or something, and then uh made my way slowly but surely up to, then I made my way by Jamar. It took forever though. It probably took like 50 laps to make it up to Jamar for P3, and then I got the free pass, but I only had time to get 2 tires because the pace car was right behind me. So if I had time to get 4 tires, I feel like with how hard DeBarro and John were racing, I feel like I might have been able to have a shot to like full send it 3 wide or something like we did at Kern last year. But yeah, so it was just because I only had 2 tires, I had no choice but to. I just kind of coasted, hoping that they were they were gonna wreck or something. They almost did, but they were racing hard, and that was good. That was fun.
Yeah, that was my take up because I didn't realize you only grabbed 2 tires. My take was, all right, let's stay a little bit back because they look like they're
Yeah.
about to crash into each other. Maybe I'll just sneak
Yeah.
out on this one.
Yeah, I just didn't quite have it. Yeah, I just didn't quite have the run on corner exit. Like 2 tires is good for like mid corner, but then on corner exit, it just doesn't really work well. So yeah, I was just kind of hoping for the best, but yeah, I'll take that was good damage mitigation. My strategy would have had me in P3 anyway, so I'll take it.
Yeah, I mean you were all over the positions tonight, so to end up in a third is pretty great. And I'm sure you got some shout outs for
Yeah. Yeah, so yeah, shout outs to so my dad's best friend is doing a cross country bike ride. He's in his last week, and he's raising money for charity for wells in Africa. And so if you want to go to patrickpedals.com, I helped make the website. So yeah, go check it out.
Awesome. Well, you heard it here, everybody. Go check it out. Thank you, or congrats again, and
Yeah.
hopefully we'll be chatting with you next week.
Yeah, thanks, man.
All right, that's Philip Scott, our third place finisher. I'm now joined by our second place finisher, driver of the number 77 machine, John Cannizzaro Jr. And well, John, a great run there. Almost had DeBarro at the end. They're talking in the Discord that DeBarro led 194 laps. Tellier got 4, and you led 2 right there at the end. Talk us through that last 6-lap fight.
All race wasn't really supposed to be here. Just trying to stick to my word that I wasn't going to run every race. But senior was running a little bit late getting home, so I decided I'd pop in, and if I wasn't competitive or something happened, I was just going to pull off the track. And ended up running up front all race. So I don't really know how that happened. But, he was gone. Anthony was just absolutely gone. There was nothing I was going to do to catch him. There was nothing I was going to do anything. I had maybe 10 laps of practice before qualifying. So it was a learning experience the entire race for me. The only thing I learned was if I held the apron basically the whole way around the racetrack, the car magically turned better. So as soon as that caution came out and I got tires, the only thing I cared about was either I was going to win the race or there's going to probably be 2 really wrecked race cars, and I was probably going to be sitting a week out. So thankfully that did not happen. I did not get the win either, which sucks. But I firmly believe maybe a year ago, maybe a little longer than that, if I was in that same situation, I probably would have dumped him. So if he wants to be glad about that, or if I want to say I'm happy about that because maybe I showed a little bit more maturity than I normally would. But just crazy, getting into each other's bump. I pushed him through turn 2 and down the backstretch like 3 times, and just once the white flag came out, I lost him in 1 and 2. I plowed the front tires, and it never turned again. So that was probably my last shot, and I lost it. But it was fun. I drove around by myself for 200 laps, and at least it ended in something funny.
That's for sure. And, coming off of a Bathurst 1000 win, coming here and obviously two very different cars, but I mean, it seems like your Bathurst win went pretty well for you.
I'm doing great ever since I hurt my hand. I win Bristol one-handed and start winning a couple other races. Go to Bathurst on a baseline setup with not a lot of practice, and me and Ryan Cole, he used to race here. Miracles came around. We win that race, which was pretty awesome. I'm slowly racking up these special event wins. I think I'm 3 for 4, and didn't plan on racing here. I just trying to have some fun. Wait for senior to get here, and hey, I'll take it. I'll take what I can get.
That
They
is
both drive
for
the same,
sure.
though.
That is true. That is true. Well, John, before we let you go, I'm sure you have some shout outs. So let's hear them.
Yep, guys, thank my father for getting me into all this racing stuff. We think you had a little bit of fun today. You guys put on the broadcast, Garrett, Mike, all those guys that run TNR. It's fun to come back here occasionally or for full seasons. It's kind of where I grew up, when I started racing NSRA, which used to be, part of this. I was not saying my real age, so I could pass the age limit you guys had on it first, but I've basically been here a long time, and it's fun to be around. It's a nice little home league that you get good racing, you meet some friends, you have some fun. And of course, gotta say hello to my girlfriend. Love you, miss you. Finally started getting letters from her today, so all is well.
Awesome. Well, John, congrats on the P2 finish, and I'm sure we'll be chatting with you next week as well.
Maybe.
All right. That's John Cannizzaro, our second place finisher here tonight at Richmond. And Joe has made his way down to victory lane, and he's joined by our race winner, Anthony DeBarro.
Hey, Anthony, congrats again. I don't know if we could drug test your tires, but I feel like we should. How do you magically keep getting your tires to run so long?
I think when they change these cars, sorry, my voice, I'm a little under the weather, but when they change these things, it's more of like not necessarily saving the tires, just controlling how you build the pressures up. If that makes sense with how the build is. And I just kind of been, it's being disciplined and having the low exits and not letting the car slide up towards the wall. Just it's little things, not sideways on the front stretch. I love this track; it's absolutely my favorite track, and I'm really good at just rolling the bottom. So I was just like my eyes lit up when I saw this on the schedule. So I kind of think that just how good I am, and I want to say thanks to John for he could have totally just gave me the Austin Dillon there in the last corner, and he didn't. So I respect him for that.
Yeah, absolutely. So you led, if I'm not mistaken, 194 of the 200 laps. You seemed like you were in the zone. You had about 20 seconds on Cannizzaro, with I think 20 to go before the caution came out. Yeah, was the mind like shift? You had it all in the bag, nice and easy, and then all of a sudden you had to like race like life depended on it. How'd you kind of get into that switch? How'd that go for you?
I wasn't definitely not counting my blessings. I know late caution is always it's almost gonna happen, but so I wasn't like saying, oh, home free. I just take it easy here. I mean, yeah, obviously I was taking it easy, padding my fuel. I had about like 2-3 laps in the tank extra. So that whole last run, I was saving fuel. I wasn't even really using the throttle on the straightaways, just kind of rolling it because we were a little short when we came off pit road, and I knew pitting was not going to be the fastest way. So I just kind of I decided to just go with the fuel mileage, and the caution came out, and my tires did not fire off there at the end, and I was just all over the place. And usually it was like my car seemed like it came in about lap 5, and we didn't have that. So luckily I brought it home.
Yeah, absolutely. We were trying to figure out in the booth if you were gonna have enough gas or not. So it sounds like you had about 2 to 3 laps in there.
Yeah, I was lifting at start finish, 75% throttle down the straightaways. Actually, what's funny is I started running faster lap times when I was using less throttle on the straightaways. I'm like, wow, I'm not sideways, and my tires aren't as bad, and I'm going faster. So it's something else I figured out.
The more you know, I guess. But congrats again. Huge victory. Demanding lead basically the entire race. I'm sure you got some shout outs for us.
Yeah, thank you guys. I hope it wasn't too much of a snooze fest. I gotta maybe wreck out or hit the wall one of these times so we have more competitive race. I kind of feel bad sticking up the show more times than not. But thanks to the admins, Mike for doing this, and Garrett behind the scenes setting the server up. You know, we had a little less of a car count tonight. I think that was due to Monday Night Football's back, and when we had a server issue, so we had a secondary server. So I don't know if that confused people, but hopefully people start coming back, and we can get the car count back up.
Yeah, absolutely. And congrats again. And hopefully we'll be chatting with you next week.
Yeah, thank you guys. Have a good night.
All right, that's Anthony DeBarro, our winner here tonight at Richmond. And well, Joe, that was a fun one. A lot of drama.
Absolutely.
Some great racing by everyone involved. And let's take a look here at the final results for tonight's race. Anthony DeBarro gets the win over John Cannizzaro Jr. and Philip Scott. Jamar Dumas comes home in 4th. Nick Simpson in 5th. Ace House comes home 6th. Mike Floppy Tellier 7th. John Cannizzaro Sr. in 8th. Jason Schue in 9th. Jacob Bettis 10th. And Adam Stewart rounds out our 11-car field for this evening. Next week's race is going to be at Charlotte for the air quote 200-mile endurance race. So make sure you are tuned in for that right here, right around 8:30 Eastern next Monday evening, right here on the Tabletop Trio Podcast Network. So for one final time, I'm Bob.
I'm Joe.
And this has been the Old Dominion Throwback 200 here at Richmond. Have a great night.